There is something you need to understand from the very beginning. They did not come for you by accident. They came because they saw something rare, pure and powerful. They saw the good in you, the favor in your life, the way doors opened for you, the way your presence carried peace, growth and purpose. And instead of being inspired, instead of building their own path, they made a dangerous decision. They tried to take yours. They believed that if they could step into your space, imitate your ways, and get close enough to your energy, they could swap destinies. That your blessings would become theirs, and whatever struggles were meant for them would somehow fall onto you. But destiny is not a coat you can exchange. Purpose is not a possession you can steal. And what God has written over your life cannot be erased by human hands. There are many people today walking through life confused, stagnant and drained, not because they lack effort, but because something feels off. They feel like they are living a life that doesn't belong to them. Nothing moves forward, nothing flows naturally, nothing feels aligned. It's as if their style, their identity, glory has been tampered with. And yes, there are people who operate with envy so deep they try to attach themselves to others to steal what was never theirs to begin with. They imitate, they study, they position themselves strategically. But here is the truth they never consider. Even if they temporarily disrupt your path, they cannot rewrite your destiny. And if they attempt to reverse what was meant for them and place it onto you, they are stepping into dangerous territory because God cannot be mocked. Galatians chapter 6 verse 7 says, "Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows." What they sent out to you returned back to them. What they attempt rebounds, and what they try to manipulate ultimately exposes them. Not everyone watching you is clapping for you. Some are studying you. They observe your habits, your relationships, your growth patterns. They track your progress, your breakthroughs, your connections, and the more you rise, the more they become unsettled. Your joy disturbs them, your progress irritates them, your peace exposes their chaos. And that's when admiration turns into obsession. They begin to copy you, not to grow but to replace. They try to outshine you, not to succeed but to overshadow. They insert themselves into your life, not to support but to control access. That's why you must be careful who you bring close. Not everyone who smiles is safe. Not everyone who listens is loyal. Because some people are not entering your life to celebrate your destiny. They are entering to compete with it. When they realize they cannot fully take what belongs to you, they don't always leave. They adjust. They become nicer, more attentive. They reconnect, apologize, and reposition themselves. But something is different now, because something has shifted, not in them, but in you. Your awareness has awakened. You see them clearly now, and once you see clearly, their power weakens, their influence fades, their manipulation loses grip, their access becomes limited, because clarity breaks control. And God allows this awareness at the right time, not when you are weak, but when you are strong enough to handle the truth. God does not expose people randomly. He does it strategically. He reveals them when you are no longer dependent on them. He separates you before he exposes them. He disconnects the cord before he shows you the truth. Because once the connection is broken, they can no longer drain you. No more energy siphoning, no more hidden control, no more silent manipulation. What they once used to influence you no longer works. And that's when you begin to see the patterns, the inconsistencies. Luke chapter 8 verse 17 says, "For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open." What was done in secret comes to light, and when it does, everything starts to make sense. A destiny swapper doesn't operate from a distance. They need proximity. They want to know everything. Your plans, connections, opportunities, even the things that don't concern them. Because access gives them advantage, or at least they think it does. They insert themselves into your relationships. They try to connect with your network. They attempt to mirror your lifestyle. They want to move where you move, speak how you speak, be seen how you are seen. But it's not admiration, it's a strategy. Because deep down, their goal is not to walk beside you. Their goal is to replace you. Some of the most dangerous people don't appear dangerous at all. They appear kind, supportive, even spiritual. They may speak about faith. They may pray with you. They may act like they care deeply. But behind the scenes, their actions don't align because their intentions are not pure. They don't want your growth. They want your position. They don't want your peace. They want your power. And when someone pretends to love you while secretly competing with you, that is one of the most damaging forms of deception. But deception cannot survive exposure. When their plan fails and they realize you see them clearly, they don't stay calm. They react, they become angry, lash out and create drama because they lost access, they lost control, they lost the opportunity to take what was never theirs. And that reaction reveals everything you needed to know. Because someone with pure intentions doesn't collapse when boundaries are set. Only someone with hidden motives does. Here is the truth they learned too late. You cannot change divine order. You cannot steal what God has assigned. You cannot take what was written before time began. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5 says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." Your destiny was not created yesterday. It was not shaped by human approval. It was not given by chance. It was assigned, and anything assigned by God comes with protection. That's why no matter how much warfare you face, you are still standing. That's why no matter how many attempts were made, you are still rising, because what is yours is guarded. Those who try to manipulate destiny don't escape consequences. They may see temporary results. They may feel temporary success, but it never lasts. Because anything gained through deception collapses under truth, and the backlash is heavy. Broken lives, lost peace, unexplained struggles, permanent setbacks. Because when someone tries to interfere with divine purpose, they are not fighting a person, they are fighting God. And that is a battle no one wins. There are people who wake up every day facing unseen battles, spiritual attacks, emotional challenges, opposition from every direction, and yet they remain. You are one of those people, not because life is easy, but because you are covered, protected in ways you don't always see, guided in ways you don't always understand, and that protection is the reason every plan against you has failed. In the end, they realized something too late. It would have been better to leave you alone, because trying to take your destiny did not elevate them, it exposed them. It did not strengthen them, it weakened them. It did not bring them closer to success, it pushed them further away from their own path. Because while they were focused on stealing yours, they abandoned theirs. If something in your life ever felt delayed, disrupted, or diverted, understand this: what belongs to you cannot be permanently taken. It may be delayed, tested, and challenged, but it will return, stronger, clearer, more aligned than ever before. Because God does not forget His promises, and no human plan can override divine purpose. So stand firm, protect your space, guard your energy, be mindful of who you allow close. They realized too late they should have never tried to swap your destiny. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you.